Let's get started.
The truth that sets you free may also tear your life apart.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the find of the century.
Hey, baby. Laser focus. There go the air is on. The air is on. The air is on. We ready to get down. The air is on. I have no idea why this video freezes right here, but you know what? We're going to use it as the prime opportunity to hop the hell on in to Giraffe Balls and say, what's happening, what's happening, what's happening, what's happening? How is everybody? What's going on? Your Uncle Jeff getting a little girthy here because I ain't been working out and need to get back to it. But I'm good. What's going on, people? Still got them things. You can see it in there. It's still in there. I just got to get my ass back. Oh, yeah. Let's talk first before we get into this. All right. Who up in here? Who up in here? My lucky number 13. Who up in here? Shout out to my man Zero in the room. Schoolboy, what's going on? Put a P21 in the chat if I'm sounding good. If you can hear me, everything's good. Schoolboy say, by the way, I started doing stand-up in the local circuit here in Charlottesville. It's a lot of fun. I see why y'all old OGs been on it. Oh, yeah, brother. Oh, yeah. Cool breeze, man. Cool breeze. Congratulations. Glad you popped your cherry. Welcome in. Oh, God, that's good. That is good tea. Elderberry tea I'm having right now. Of course, you know, this is Giraffe Balls, where I get, as we gonna do, get high as Giraffe Balls, and we're gonna get in here and talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about it. Whatever's on y'all minds, a little bit of what's on my mind today. We're gonna get with it. Oh, there's one I haven't seen in a minute. What's up, Nate Defunct? How you been, brother? Where you been? Yeah, we're gonna get into it today. The Giraffe Bizzles. We're going to. Okay, it's today's strain. We might as well put that out there. Here's the show. Put a little ticker under it. Bam. We're doing a show. I'm gonna have a special guest call in today in a little bit. Today we're gonna be getting down with something that people keep they throw it around, they talk about it, but as usual, Black people like having one foot in revolution and the other in comfort. And we about to get into some choppy, uncomfortable shit here as a people, as a race, as a society, as a species, as beings, as life forms. It's about to get funky, funky, funky out this bitch. And that factored in, I must say, you don't have much time to fuck around. You really don't. You don't have the latitude to lay back, trick off, fuck off, act like your grandparents, your parents, you're not in their lazy river. You're not. By any stretch of the imagination, is this a society even remotely close to the one that I grew up in. I see little resemblances of it. As nigga, is that not the dopest? Is that not dope? You see Dr. Sabi and my man Nip. Rest in peace, both of y'all. I see little resemblance in the atmosphere I grew up in, vice this present one. There's very little. That's why I like a torch, nigga. That torch blow in the breeze. Don't give a shit. You get your fingers, though, if you ain't careful. Yeah, I see very little resemblance to anything remotely close to what I grew up with modes of respect, ways of being. They're gone. That shit's gone. That shit's... So what does count now? What is finna be real in all of this shit? Today we're going to talk about the U University. The university is kind of like, shout out to Zoe Williams, the University of You, but not quite. It's a little different. Put what you're smoking in the chat. Those of you who are smoking it, put it in the chat. Let me know. Let me know what your strain of choice is today as we get ready to push out into the water. I must say, I have some dope shit. Isn't that dope? I have an eye for dope shit, for dope little knickknacks. That's fucking fly. That's dope. I think that's the one I'm going to take to my party. I'm going to a party this weekend. Little hullabaloo, little shindig, little get together. I'm going to go. A friend of mine's having. But yeah. We break it down to University of YOU. Nate the Funk with the apple fritters on. Cortez rolling up in here. What's happening, Cortez? What's happening, young buck? Bad and bougie. I don't know what you mean, Texas Trina. That show is a pretty mouth. I don't know if you mean is that a strain, or is that what people are? I don't know what you're getting at there. Well, all right. If you got your shit in front of you, let me change my ticker. Oh yeah, this show's brought to you by Uncle Jeff's all natural shea butter, changing the world one ashy ass at a time. Get you some Uncle Jeff's pure natural shea butter at coverthatash@gmail.com. Cover that ash at Gmail. Okay. Oh, bad and bougie. That's what you're smoking. Oh, I ain't even heard of that one. Okay. So in the name of bad and bougie and apple fritters and the tits, baby, I say welcome, and let's push out in the water. Well, ain't gonna be no French inhales with the air conditioner on, because it blew my shit. It fucked my shit up. I didn't know. That's done fucked up my shit. Sober right now, got business to attend to. That's no excuse. Okay. The University of the University. Now, we've all been, excuse me, uh, we've all been privileged to the front row seat of revelation about shit that we once thought was true that is no longer. Okay. I didn't have yeah, I didn't have one in particular that I watched. Not any one in particular. Just check this out. At your leisure. Go to YouTube and put in college is a scam. And look at all this shit that comes up as watchable. All that. I suggest on your spare time, peruse it. Peruse it. Yeah, Cortez, for a minute, that done been out. Now, is this to say, Uncle Jeff, are you telling me that you have an issue with higher learning? And I'm saying to you, no, niece or nephew, you fucking idiot. I'm not. There's always much to learn. But as Black people in this nation, you must appreciate the paradigm of the European collecting things of value, then regulating them on his word and funneling them through his pockets. That has to resonate with you. It has to. If you've lived here in America, oh, that's got to make some sense to you. Anything of value gets corralled and commercialized. Such is the hustle of college. Oh shit, the air turned off. I can do it. I want a bigger, whiter plume to use for the you know what it is? It's the first pull off the first weed you put in the bowl. So I'm gonna have to re-up in a second and I'll use that one. Anyway, thank you, Cortez. Thank you, Cortez. Thank you so much for that. Please like, share, subscribe. Tell your homies, bro. Youngsters, get your nephews, get your cousins in here. Nephews, nieces, I got to get this shit to you. You got to have it so you can pass it on. Anyway, it gets corralled so it can squeeze more money out of you so you can go back to work to get some more money. That's the mouse wheel. College does not necessarily prepare you to be a good businessman, to be a business owner. It prepares you to be a good worker. And supposedly, the more you spend on it, the higher up the chain you go. That's what they sell you. That's what they sold you. That's what worked and got progressively more expensive for 4 decades that I saw. For 4 decades that I saw. And I could be wrong. I could be talking out of school because, again, I'm working with a Chicago high school public education from the 80s and Mythbusters, but I'm telling you what it looks like from over here. And I could be wrong. I could be dead fucking wrong. I could be dead wrong. But it certainly looks like zebra crossing river massacre. God damn. It's called the Mara River. Am I going to show the one with the zebra getting his face ripped off? No. I don't think that's necessary. But getting trampled in the Mara River? No, I want there's this one video in particular where all the zebras cross in Kenya this place called the Mara River, and the crocodiles sit there and wait on them. They just sit there waiting on them. And what happens is the crocodiles, I mean, yeah. Let me see if I can find it. I'm trying to find a really good one where, yeah. So much. I can glean so much life from this video. You guys, I think you're going to enjoy this. Okay. Then we do this. Then let's see. Yeah. We can talk about Phil Jackson in a minute. I was talking about Phil Jackson on the show. Boom. Okay. Present, share screen. Here we go. All right. Now, I want you to take a good look at these zebras here. I want you to stretch your mind around. Okay, this is why we smoke when we come in here. I want you to stretch your mind around the fact that we resemble nature a hell of a lot more than we like to be honest about. This kind of music you get aid to. Well, from what I understand, you ladies like it slower than such. Here is the Mara River. And like cigarettes in front of inmates at Shawshank, here come the zebras. The crocodiles know right where they at. And they be there waiting on them. Here we go. Trying to get through college. I don't want to trying to get to school. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We're gonna go right by like we don't even see it. Like we don't even see it. Then the cops got one of us by the side of the road. Look, rest of the niggas, fuck that. Fuck that. Not doing it. Not doing it. Let me get my ass on cross here. Fuck yeah. Can't do it. Well, this is you. With a much higher ratio. The completion of college in the 60s, 70s, it looked like this. Yeah, it was murky water. It was cheaper. Less crocodiles. Society was easier to live in. Believe it or not, less crocodiles. So more of us was making it by. More of us was making it through when it was making sense. And you was the little zebra watching your mama and them cut through this college water and it made sense to you. Here's a problem. There's now more crocodiles. There's more shit to fuck you up. Less of what you went through this water for is relevant now. We was teaching you how to get good jobs. Oh, got you, bitch. Now, it's almost all crocodiles, nigga. Because ain't no jobs. It's almost all crocodiles. Do some simple math. Do the math on what you're going to school for. How much they say it pay? When I get out. How many people are already doing this? How much is a gallon of gas? Is this what I said I wanted to do when I was 9? Because when I was 9, I was right. Write that down for me, Zero. When I was 9, I was right. Yeah. The t-shirt idea right there. When I was 9, I was right. He who thinks, damn, we actually represent the animals Noah brought with him on the boat. Yes. The Noah story is stolen, but I get what you're saying. Yes. Okay. This college paradigm was set up, and it's not new. I mean, it's not old. This hasn't been around thousands of years or even hundreds. This way of being is relatively new in the past 100 and something or so years. We're going to make this middle class, and we're going to make it fat and fatter and dumb and dumber until we don't need it. And then we're going to slaughter it. Where do you think we are in that equation? If what I just said makes any sense to you, where are we in that equation? College was the grease to them wheels. And no, I am not telling you not to learn. I'm telling you to learn without the burn. Oh, shit. You got to learn without the burn now. I know that don't go with the music, but for some reason. Yeah. Turn my music off. Okay, there. This system we're in the meat. We are in the getting the meat cut off our asses stage. Yes. Yeah. People didn't live their entire lives in boxes until recently. The 70s and 80s is when everyone was pushed into boxes. Absolutely, Mama Mist. I will smoke a bag of that. So what's my point for bringing all that shit up? What's my point for depressing? You already know how much time you wasted with that shit, how much money. I ain't got to tell you. I ain't got to tell you. Filling your head with regurgitatable information. How useless that is now with one of these. I ain't got to tell you. You know how much money you spent on an education that won't get you no job. You know you could have saved $150,000 and became a fucking bartender and wound up at the same socioeconomic status your ass is in right now, minus the student loan debt. Thank God I never felt the urge to pay white people to tell me I was smart. I have an excellent guest coming in very soon. Who is a fantastic example of what I feel is the way forward. Young brother coming in. We're going to chop it up on Zoom in a minute. Yeah. The knowledge genie was basically in the bottle. For a long time, we were at the mercy of whatever it was that people said about us, to us, with regard to the past. Sure, there were books, but the ones with the real knowledge in them was real expensive, or you'd have to dig deep in a library and eat up a bunch of your regular human being time in order to come to a particular specific conclusion with details, when really the truth is you could save yourself some time and go, these bastards is lying to you about the truth. And you basically saying the same thing. It was just so much harder to just say these bastards is lying with you to you about this shit in the 70s, because you needed proof. These people had on houndstooth coats and nice ties and pipes and shit. They looked official when they said this shit. You just a regular where you drive the train. You work at the grocery store. You're a forklift operator. You're the common man. You're a truck driver. You're a common man. When did you, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, have the time or inclination to challenge the bookworms? You didn't. And the only way to get information was to commit yourself further to become one of them. Uh, my pseudo smart scamming ass little sister been going to universities for 20 years and only got an associate's degree and $100,000 in debt. Look here. And you can't tell these people that that ain't the game. Those people gonna have to die off. I don't mean this seriously to anybody over 40. I ain't saying it's nobody over 40. I talk to young people about this shit. Don't let these people fuck your time off with this shit. Your mama and them wrong. Your auntie and them wrong. Your daddy is wrong. No. Learn a fucking trade. If you ain't gonna go into the STEM classes, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, if you ain't over there, learn how to swing a hammer. Learn how to do plumbing. Learn how to do electrical. Learn how to code. Learn how to work on these machines that they put in the McDonald's, in the grocery store. Learn how to use your hands. Follow your purpose. Overdose on the information. Write this one for me, Zero. Overdose on the information that serves your, in all caps, purpose. And you ain't got to go to 4 years of school, of college for that. With your prerequisites and the look, I know what I say, it sounds controversial. And I know I don't have a private plane on the tarmac of Burbank Airport, but I would if I hadn't ran into them two horrible heifers young and married them and fucked my shit off with 2 divorces. Anyway, oh gosh, he who thinks. I need you to think a little more, bro. I love that you brought this up. More high schools need to start back offering those types of courses: electrical, plumbing, woodworking, etc. More mobsters need to start telling the dudes that owe them, look here, I'm gonna give you 72 hours to get out of town and $50,000 and a car. We give you a head start. Oh, and put a couple guns in the trunk. I'm not gonna give you bullets, but I'll tell you where to buy them. You ready? That actually is the dope premise to a movie. That's a dope premise to a movie. You see, they don't do that because their purpose is not for you to get away. High schools are not going to start back offering those types of courses, as in electrical, plumbing, and woodworking, and etc. He who thinks, because they took them out in the first fucking place for this. What you are sitting in is an social experiment that has been passed down from oppressor to oppressor. You must understand that the individual who put this system in place was once young. Nigga, I'm getting old. You talking about people 5, 10 years older than me that knew this was going to be their place now. They knew it back in the 60s. Yeah, Mama Miss. That would be like Wiley telling the Roadrunner when he was going to take a nap. Look here. Now, you know I want to tell your ass I'm trying to catch you on this road, but I'm a little sleepy, so I'm going to sleep from now to about 3. It's just a word to the wise, young man. Yeah. No, brother. Change your thinking now. They aren't your answer. They are not your answer. They are never going to be. You expecting your oppressor to teach your kids how to take back from your oppressor what he took and is now oppressing? Where they do that at? What? Okay. Okay. Let me know how that turned out. These people hate you. There you go. There you go. We need to start low-key taking care of us and educating ourselves. and fortifying ourselves. We're not going to have a choice in a minute. And that's when it's going to happen. It ain't going to happen until we don't have a choice. As long as Black people can choose someone, oh, this almost made me cry to say. As long as Black people have a choice between themselves and something else, they're going to choose something else. My hair, something else. Unity, something else. They're going to always choose to do what feels best. Not what is best. What feels best in the moment. Not what works best, what feels best. My man, Brother Kelly, let me see. Here's how I do this. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. Okay. Oh, shit. See, I'm learning some shit. I got you, Brother said. I got you. Check your email, sir. Bam. I just sent you the email to come on in the room. So at your leisure, sir. And then I'll set you up and we'll get on down. Where was our people? But I'll just pick from any of this shit on my greatness merry-go-round. I'm not telling you to be stupid. I'm telling you that there is a much, much smarter way to be in less debt if you are honest with yourself. And I'm not telling you to underachieve. Honest with yourself. Honest enough to find someone who is successful at what it is that you want to do. And modeling your shit after their shit. I am not telling you film school is a waste of time. I am not telling you becoming a lawyer is a waste of time. I'm not telling you any particular field of endeavor is a waste of time. I don't get to tell you that. I can tell you what I think. I think you need to be finding something to do with your fucking hands. If you don't know exactly what you're doing with your head, write this down for me, Zero. If you don't know exactly what you're doing with your all caps head, question mark, then you better know what you're doing with your hands. Hands or head? Did you pick a lane? Rock both? But don't be going to school for neither. What is the results of the people in caps and gowns getting out with what you going in with? What they doing? Who are you talking to that just came out of here, that's been out 2 years, and now they doing what they want to do? Or they see a clear goal, and it ain't 2 years, but next year, that 3rd year, I'm finna pop it. That went to a 4-year university, that's doing what you want to do. Oh, this is bananas. This is bananas. Ladies and gentlemen, this is bananas. I'm actually doing giraffe balls, and I'm putting on speakerphone the out of Fresno, California, the ignorant ass Andre Covington, one of my friends. Don't tell him I said that, though. I can't stand. Don't tell him. They'll fuck up the dynamics of our relationship if he knows how much I love it. What's up, nigga?
What's up, old ass young nigga?
Okay.
That's your new name.
Hey, man, do me a favor. Are you anywhere near a computer?
No, I'm up on my phone.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, then you could probably do it on your phone. I want you to go to YouTube, and I want you to watch Giraffe Balls for this young man that's about to come on my show by the name of Cedric Kelly. This is why I meant to give you the call. Don't put your monkey ass on the spot in front of witnesses. Andre Covington is my golf stunt double. Whenever I bring up golf, whenever golf is brought up around comedians, I bring up Andre Covington's name, and a fight damn near starts because none of them can beat him. I can't play at all, but none of these niggas that brag can beat him. Okay, this young man, I want you to go. Sit tight. Said he just came into my room. I want you to watch this conversation, Andre, because I'll just say this. You two people need to know each other. You two people, it's not incredible for me, bro. I ain't gonna make a nickel, but you would kill this. So just please, if you get a chance, watch this now or watch the video, because this is about to be some dope ass shit. I'm getting my black shit together for this whole shindig at your house in June in the hot sun. I don't know whose idea black is in the hot sun. Oh, that is okay. That's fair. That's fair.
It's gonna be in the evening, so 7 o'clock. It'll be cooled down.
Okay. All right. Well, at any rate, yeah. We need to talk. I'm gonna hit you in a minute. Right after I do this, you need to watch this. I love you, and I can't pretend I want to talk to you anymore. All right. This is hung up on his ass. I like hanging up on people. I don't know what that is. Ladies and gentlemen, this young brother been watching the show for a minute, and is really, really the impetus for today's topic came from talking to this young brother on some other business that we're doing, and he just blew my mind with his concept of education, what he's doing, how he did it, and we about to get off all the way up into that, bro. So, ladies and gentlemen, no further ado, my man Cedric Kelly joins us on the show. Big Sid, what's happening there, nephew?
Oh, not much, Jeff. How you doing, man?
I'm well, man. I'm well. Like I was saying, I'm just a fan of the truth, man. And so many misconceptions socially are being uncovered, and I believe one of the hugest ones that has been played, especially on us as blacks in this country, is the need for the type of, the cost of, and the misleading of education. And in that, I'm gonna get the hell out the way and let you talk about yourself, and if you want to, a little bit about what you emailed me. That's up to you.
Okay.
So yeah, you have the floor, sir.
Oh, okay. So I'm Senator Kelly. I'm from a little bit south of Canton, Ohio. If nobody's familiar, that's where the Pro Football Hall of Fame is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I went to high school. I grew up here all my life. Went to high school here. Went to college at nearby Kent State University. Um, Ended up moving to Nashville. Went to Nashville State. Got a degree in paralegal studies. Came back to Kent State, but um, between all that time, I had some life things happen. Like I had kids earlier than I wanted to. Just a lot of stuff, and so
Mm-hmm.
I would work. I'd work your 9 to 5s. And I'm talking every. If you name a job, I had it, and none of them none of them made me happy because really I was looking for somebody else, and I just knew there was a better way. So I tried to get with the program and see what was going on that would let me be my own boss, my own everything, and do it my way.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, I got to teach myself because despite having all this education, it was just leading me to working for somebody else. So, and I just wasn't happy. So I decided, so I'll put it this way. One day I was with some friends
Mm-hmm.
and we started talking about the game of golf.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even play golf, but they were talking about this idea. And I said, well, what would be a way for people to be able to play golf without like knowing each other and then they could play for money? I'm like, is there anything out there like that? They said no. So what did I do? I decided, you know what? I'm gonna learn how I could make this happen. And that's how my business Scramble was basically formed. It was just off a mere thought, being tired of working for somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
and a desire to carve out my life the way I want to.
Well, and um, to the thing that impressed me most about your story is what you had to do in order
Yes,
to create the thing that you
yes,
created. What describe that road?
yes. So as I told you about how Scramble came about, I realized I had one big problem. I had no idea how to code.
Okay, now stop there. Stop there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let's go back. Okay, I was tiptoeing around it because we didn't talk about this part, but we can talk about Scramble.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh this sounds like a dope idea to me. It sounds fantastic. I'm not a golfer, but this just seems like a really good next logical step. Uh Describe Scramble and what it is.
Okay. So Scramble it's the preeminent daily golf contest network where local golfers are paired up at nearby courses to compete for cash prizes. So let's say Jeff, you're a scratch golfer and I'm a scratch golfer. It means we're damn near on the PGA tour.
Right.
And let's say a local course near you has a 2 o'clock um, $500 match play game available. And you say, well, heck, I want to I'll play this $500 game. And I see it and I'll say, I want to play the $500 game. So Scramble has these contests set up at courses all around in order for you and I to compete for the cash prize. So we would both sign up at 2. We'd meet at the course like at 1:30. We'd get a cart. Then we go out and compete the contest. Let's say Jeff wins the contest. Jeff will come back. There's a user portal at the course. He would enter his username information, and then within 72 hours, there would be $500 in his account. And
Okay.
that's
So this came to you as the dope ass idea first.
correct.
Now I got this thing. How do I make it happen?
Correct. Okay, so here's what I got to do. Like I said, I had no idea how to code, but that was the way it was going to work. So I had to figure out a way on how to code. So what I did was I went to the public library. I got checked out a couple books, and I sat there and I read these books. And when I read the dictionary or thesaurus with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just learning, teaching myself, how am I going to get this idea that I have in my mind and now on paper that I've drawn out onto a computer program and out here so where I can make it sellable and I can start profiting money. So the big thing was teaching myself how to code by checking out books and learning all on my own. I didn't have a professor. I didn't have a university backing me. I didn't have, nobody to go help me, no tutor me, nothing. I had to learn all this on my own. And
wow.
I believe I can learn everything. I can learn everything. I don't know everything, but I can learn anything.
Bruh, look, I have said this to quote Will Smith. I can fly the space shuttle if you put it in the book. If you put it in the book, I can look at this and go, okay, I understand right up to chapter 2. I understand. I got chapter 1. But right here, I can identify the sentence on the page where I don't understand. And right there is where it comes down to me having the guts to break through this barrier. Right at that sentence, the first sentence you don't understand. Can you break through this barrier? And how many times are you willing to do that? Are you willing to do that book by book, semester by semester, chapter by chapter, paragraph by paragraph, or if necessary, sentence by sentence?
Word by word.
Fucking word. If you're willing to take it that far, if you're willing to dedicate yourself to the word, to the very subject predicate of a thing, and you are willing to put the time in, you can do this shit. This is what this man did. I'm sorry. I was so impressed when I heard your story that keep going.
Yeah, so this took me to learn how to code and to make this function properly. This took me every bit of 5 years. Now, mind you, I'm working at the same time. I'm working for, I'll call it a big box company, and I'm working like double shifts just in order to get this done the way I wanted to get it done. And I was just using that job in order to fuel what I'm trying to do with Scramble. And so whenever my free time was nothing but just learning how to code, unlearning some things I had learned, and it was just a big journey of just self-education that, looking back at it now, it was the best thing. It was, barring my children being, that's the best thing that's ever happened to me, was learning, like, I can do this on my own. I didn't have to spend a whole bunch of money to go to college. The Department of Education wasn't there. None of that. There's no government. Nothing.
Right.
It was just me and the books, me and the words. If you guys can figure this out, Cedric, if you can look at these words and you guys can come to understanding what this means and that, this will be built. And that's how it was built.
Just really like mind Legos.
Yes.
Like if that makes any sense, just this begets this begets that, and I'm not gonna fucking stop. Now, which, if I may ask, which language is the program written in?
Python, SQL, JavaScript. I learned all those.
Mm-hmm.
It's in SQL right now, but yeah, it realizing I can learn more than one language too, right? Like Python was the big one at the time. Python 3 is, and then I just figured if I could get it not the easiest way, but the quickest and most efficient way, I could do SQL, and that's how it ended up that way.
Okay, and let's dig into coding for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Is there now? I go back to coding in the era of BASIC, as in beginner's all-purpose symbolic instructional code.
Okay.
That a lot of the stuff that I was dealing with started with that, and then I hopped to Fortran, and then after that, I was about to start getting into CSS.
Yes.
And by then it was time for me to start getting serious about doing other stuff. So I kind of left it. But if you could explain exactly what code is to those who may not know, and B, is there any coding that you would or would not recommend somebody start with?
Okay, so coding is, if I could simplify it, it's just getting your computer programs to do basic functions, just like, or anything, like say on your phone, there's a program that tells your phone to pull up the dial pad, and it will dial dial phone number, and it will do it. That's what coding is in a simple term.
Mm-hmm.
As far as languages to learn, CSS is actually a pretty good one to learn if you're starting off.
Mm-hmm.
C++ is another one that to start off. Python, a great one. There's really no wrong answer to that. It's just what do you want to do? How complex is your the item that you're building? Really depends on that's what you should use to code. But you can pretty much use, I think, anything. Some things have certain other functions that others don't, and I guess that's my best way to describe it.
Okay. Now, would you say that of any of those languages, are they all available at the library? And I'm talking about here. Look, nigga, I just did a dime for aggravated assault on a police officer or whatever, and there was a gun charge on me. I was supposed to do 20. Good behavior, some other shit happened. I was supposed to get out in 8. Got in the shower, fight. I got out in 10 years. I don't have access to the internet. I'm broke as a broke dick dog.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to sleep outside the library and eat some of them free bologna sandwiches they be giving out at the Y. That's what my life is right now. Okay, that's what it is. Which of those languages can I not get a hold of to learn?
JavaScript.
Okay.
Python. That would be, if you were just coming out, those would be the two I'd go with.
Oh, but I can get access to any of them.
You can get access to any of them. Okay, Perl.
No. I'm asking you. If I don't have any money, with no money, I can get access to any of those languages.
Yes.
I can learn them. And how long would you say, if I had I'm not freaking Nostradamus, but I'm not bad. I have a decent IQ. I have an IQ on the level of a fairly smart dude. How long do I have to code before I can get a job?
Ooh. A computer programming job, I would say probably if you spend My thing was I spent 40 hours, like if I'd spend 40, 50 hours of work, I'm gonna spend 40, 50 hours of learning.
Right.
But if you ain't got a job and you just out here and you need it, you can learn that probably in 3 months if that's all you had going.
Right. Right. So I'm gonna give you 6.
Mm-hmm.
In 6 months, there is someone who will hire a convicted felon to code. Somebody will.
Absolutely. Absolutely, they will. They definitely will. Because those skills, I mean, it's the future, but not everybody's getting into it. But they will hire anybody, and that's a good thing. You know, like if you have the ability, and that's the big key, they will hire you. Now, the interviews for programmers are a lot different than they are, say, you're going to go work at a Foot Locker or something, right?
Right.
Like Foot Locker, all right. What's this shoe? Can you measure this shoe size? Which one's the Jordan 4? You know, whatever. Programming interviews go like this. All right, here's a whiteboard, and a whiteboard's like basically what you use to make your code, to put your program, to build your program.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to tell you, all right, I need you to build something that will calculate, predicate logic. If this is this, then that is that. So you really have to display your skills at a coding interview.
Right.
As opposed to like most places. You can be charismatic, all that stuff. None of that matters. Can you do it or not?
Right. Right. And I think it's I think it's fair to say you're dealing with an audience of people who have the following barometer working. We don't care what you look like, but if you pass or fail this, you're either over here with us or you're over there with the dumbasses.
Yes.
That's it. Here's the line. Now you can go back and practice, but we're playing the jazz of the future. So if you can't play these notes, then get your soft ass over there.
That's right.
Am I guessing around in humanity correctly and expound on that?
You're 1,000% correct. Remember, I want to say like 15 years ago, there was one of the very first social media platforms. It was called. You remember MySpace?
Yeah.
MySpace was basically coding.
Right.
You could put a jukebox on there, a family album. Like it was a lot of just a lot of it was people copy, cut, and pasting code. But
yes.
But that was like really like elementary school base level coding. But it was coding.
It is coding. Yes.
And I believe, I think probably powers of being or the government or something shut that down because too many people will learn how to code and not realizing it.
Right. Because the thing was, MySpace was like social media Legos.
Yes.
And even your end result. Wow, what a great metaphor, Jeff. Listen to me. And I use like. It was a simile, you fucking prick. Lego, even like Legos, it was more pixely. It was more basic. It was more to turn in a sphere in a particular given space on the screen was grainy. It was a grainier if you could imagine this, it was the difference between film and digital.
Okay. Yeah.
It was filmier, if that makes any sense.
That's a great that's a very good explanation.
Yeah, because you're dealing with and if I'm to get really fucking nerdy here, I think at that point we were dealing with not only the capability to, with mathematics and code, I got a math question for you in a second.
Okay.
To not only with mathematics and code speak to the computer, but we were also slowed down to that by the ability to build a computer that could get the actual request we had, if that makes any sense. I am requesting mathematically for you to spin. Well, you're responding to my code as best you can. And there became this spinning of I can now make you faster so I can request more and you can do more than my request. And then exponentially, how much more you could do with my request. We have now grown to the point that you can start making your own fucking requests.
Right.
Speak to that if you could. And B, what math is good to know?
The math really, I don't want to say it doesn't play a factor because it plays a factor in everything, but really it's more memorization of numbers, right? So like I said, like your for example, like you're going to put color into your program, right? Well, your hex codes have numbers and letters that will put the color that you want, right?
Right, like the color palette when you fuck around in Photoshop.
Right. So like number 0000 is black, right?
Right.
And then FFFF is white.
Is white.
Yeah, and so that's where your, like, I guess your numbers would come into play there. But the math, it's more, I think it's more like conditional logic than it would be like an algebra or a calculus or anything like that.
If-thens, yeah.
Yes, a lot of if-thens, yes. So like say you, like for example in mine, to put you in the women's division, it says if the user selects female, then only the red division shows up, and so then they pick which group they are in the red division. That's just basically conditional.
That kind of stuff, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Well. If you had to suggest, and at what stage, to get back to Scramble, what stage is it in?
I'm out here now. I have 2 courses. Around, I have an indoor golf simulator and an outdoor, like a traditional outdoor course, that are signed up for me to start hosting contests. And I'm going out to get more courses pretty soon. Like I went back to school. I graduate here in a couple of weeks, and I got my dad going out. He'll be going out with me, and we'll be signing up courses. So
that's dope, man.
Yeah,
that's just and I know, I mean, it's a great story, and it's I guess it resonates with me because nerds win again.
Exactly.
And your father is involved. It's just an incredibly, and this is not to say that you two are fucking perfect. For all I know, both of y'all feet stank. I don't know.
Right.
You're fucking humans. But this is
Right.
a great story. It's a it works.
Yes.
Your way works.
Yep.
Your way. You didn't go to DeVry. You didn't go to any tech trade school, which you could have. But school is if you need help to do what you need help to do.
Correct. And
You
I
didn't
think
need help. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say and I think what you're saying is like we do need to change our approach about education as far as like where you can get it, how soon it takes you to get it to the point where you can do what you need to do. Just a lot. This is just a real big overhaul on how we view education. I think is needed, especially amongst Black people, because we're taught that you got to go get this 4-year degree. You gotta go over here and get go to your DeVry's, whatever. You can look like I learned plumbing from my grandfather, and he wasn't even allowed to go to school. But
Wow.
he'll plumb your whole house if you let him. You know what I mean? And people
Right.
let him. My great grandfather, he was an electrician. Like until like he had to get his licenses and whatnot. But other than that, it's just
Bruh.
all starts with you. Education starts with you. So
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it, is that if you put your mind to it, and that's, yeah, speaking in that lane of putting your mind to it. What again, and forgive me if you've already said this, but I haven't gleaned this from our conversation. What was the seed that made you go, I'm not gonna stop? Like when did you know that college wasn't the answer? I think, yeah, let's go with that. When did you know? Was it money? Was it time? What made you go, I'm not going to college for this?
for the coding,
Yeah.
A little bit of all you mentioned. One was the money. Like, I'm not going to spend money on this because I've seen too many people code and come up with things that didn't go to school. You know what I mean? That did not go to school for coding.
And you saw that. Whoa. You saw this before you started your journey.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I figured these people can do it. I certainly I'll give it my best effort doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that I didn't stop, because I did stop. When I first started doing this, I would like when the thought came to my head to do this, I had to draw it out, right? Kind of like a storyboard, I believe is what it's called. So
yeah,
I would make a storyboard. I'm like, all right, this is how I want this to look. And I have no artistic ability or nothing, but I knew how I wanted it to look, so I did it.
right.
But then, like, eventually, like, I was working get in the way, so I would stop. And normally, like, I've had ideas before, but I would just never follow through on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up throwing them away. Well, this one I didn't throw away. I put in a folder, and it was visible to me where I could see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would have went like a month without touching it. I would open it again one night, like, let's keep on going. So I just kept on going with it. And then finally, like, when I saw it out, I'm like, all right, this is going to be something. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life, if necessary, to get this up, because I believe I can do it. So at that point, I'm like, well, how can I learn? And how can I do it like the most inexpensive way, and to where I don't have to spend the rest of my life doing it, right? So I'm like, well, I can just get a book on coding and maybe figure this out. And so I went to the library and got those books. We'll get on like the Kindle buy book and just learn that way. And that's pretty much how I got to the point of where now that it's up and running. But really, it was just like the motivation to do this on my own. Like I knew there's gonna be something that, like, it would just made me feel good that I created this on my own, just to be like a self-driven.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just fulfilling. I can't even really put it in the words. Like, you probably be struggling to say it, but it's just it's that. It was just, I did this on my own.
Well, I think the and for many of us, it's a tricky membrane to break through, and it takes a lot to rise up on top of and stay out on. As a matter of fact, yeah, here's the fucked up analogy that's coming to me right now.
Mhm.
You ever see fruit in Jello? You know, like people make Jello and they'll have little pieces of grapes and
Yeah,
oranges and shit in it. Well, imagine that Jello is the flavor of common reality, and people are the fruit in that Jello.
Jello. Okay.
People like yourself who start with nothing and use alchemy to make it physically something. Artists, poets, engineers, inventors, tailors, glassmakers. Everything you see started in here.
Yes.
The people who see those things through the materialism have cut through the Jello and come up into a reality that is not in the Jello of everybody else. Now, it's, can you stay there? You now know it to exist on a level these people don't. On a level these people don't. When they get ready to flush out all the Jello, you'll be still on the plate because you have pushed out of the shit appears places magically.
Yes.
I don't know. You may have already been in that reality. A lot of people aren't until they create something that wasn't. Did you look at other things different? As in, I really deeply look at objects and try to mentally trace them back to the lowest compound and how they got to be.
Absolutely. Like, for example, like my parents had a bathroom put in their basement.
Okay.
And that space had absolutely nothing there, right? And just to, like, for me, it was like I watched them like put it in, but just see like, okay, we're gonna trace this out. This is how long this needs to be. This is how long that needs to be. We're gonna build these walls, and then we're gonna attach it to the foundation. Like all of that, like that was fascinating to see, right? But that's the same thing as I did. That started from nothing. There wasn't nothing there that said put a bathroom here, right?
Right.
There was nothing there that, it's just these gentlemen were just contractors, and they said, all right, we're gonna put this in, and that's how they did it.
Well, yeah, and seeing that, and then turning around to be that, it just struck me as remarkable. Now, where and do me a favor, type it in the chat. Where can we get a good look at Scramble? B, what is there some way we can support you and see, are you looking for investors? Just lay it all out.
Yes, you can go to www.scramble.com. Scramble spelled SCKRAMBLE.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't remember, my name's Cedric Kelly, and so the CK's in Scramble.
Mm-hmm.
One way to support me is just like me on all your socials. Set up a profile. If you golf, definitely set up a profile. I'm definitely looking for investors at this point. Like now that I'm up and running, and I know this can be profitable. If people are looking to invest, definitely can get a hold of me. Trying to think of a way to get a hold of it. You can email me at cedric@scramble.com.
Well, here's a good idea, Cedric.
Yeah.
Why don't you type it in the chat, and I can have it scrolling under this while it's on YouTube.
Okay, can I do that in the studio? Or can I?
Yeah. Yeah. Just in the you can, let me see. You should be able to
Let's say it says chat comments. Okay, here you
comment.
go.
Yeah, right in the comments. Just put all your shit in the comments, and then I'll run it across.
Okay.
Yeah. Cause this, like I said, Andre's a golf fanatic. And literally, and you got some comics that can fucking play. Flex, shout out to Flex. Flex is a playing ass. These are cats I know personally that will at least, especially Andre, that asshole, at least will be able to tell you, hey man, from a true golfer standpoint, they golf, they travel.
Okay.
They can at least go, hey man, I think it needs this, or I think it needs that. And at most will refer you to as many people as they can.
Definitely.
But this is exactly how Black business grows.
Yes.
This is to hear that and do you, now, if I may ask, do you own the company by yourself?
It's just me. I own it all. I own the company. I own the trademarks, everything, all that. So it's all me.
Okay. Well, I will put it, yeah. There's Dre right there. This is interesting. Yeah, Dre, when I heard him say this, it just lights went off in my head, and nigga, you know I don't play. But it just made so much sense. And I was like, shit, who do I know that is a golf hustler? And now that's another thing, Cedric. Don't let Andre hustle you into no fucking golf. Okay?
Yeah.
Andre's a fucking golf hustler. Andre, what's your handicap? Put your handicap up here. Andre play his ass off. To this point, I go and put their names out there. Buddy Lewis, Joe Torre, Guy Torre. These are guys, and these guys can fucking Alex Thomas. These guys can play golf. They play Flex.
Yep.
I don't know about Flex. And put it, yes, Andre has a handicap of 5. And all these comics talk all this shit about golf. And I love being somewhere with a beverage in my hand to go, oh, yeah? What about Andre Covington? Oh, that motherfucker got all day to go. Oh, my God. All kind of excuses. Andre has taken money from all of them. That's why when you told me this was about golf, I was like, I got to put this because Andre, dude, Andre is either doing something stupid golfing or sleep. Andre
Yeah.
is either in the business of radio and comedy. He with his family. He
Yeah.
golfing. Golf. Andre's always fucking golfing. He's always golfing. He's very good at it. He'll know. I don't know shit.
Right.
But it just sounds like a fantastic idea. And more than that, it's the dopest story, man. When I hear a story like this, where a dude is getting it from the mud, and I don't know, yeah, what's happening, man? My name is LaTravion, a Brothers Hustling in the Struggle Productions, and none of that shit. On some shit that is viable, that number one speaks to a market of disposable income. It's hard to golf broke.
Yes.
Okay, you can come up with the best basketball app in the world. Who gives a fuck? The only people who can afford it are those who have made it. Everybody else playing basketball mostly is broke.
Right.
Golf? Yeah, you can't fuck around. You gotta have some coin to golf.
Yeah.
Which means you're serving, regardless to how that audience grows or shrinks. That particular audience has the disposable income to go, you know what, fuck it. If this makes it, you know what, shit, they the golf tees and balls and all that shit in the pro shop. All that shit in the pro shop. Speaks to ancillary disposable income that people are willing to put toward this pastime, and you have something viable in that, bruh, that you didn't go to school for. That's just dope. I think it's dope, and I think I definitely want to talk to you about the coding end of things, because how much of your time does Scramble take up actually?
Right now?
Yeah.
I would say I put a good like 5 to 6 hours in. Whether it's like, like right now I'm searching for sponsors. So like if you want to sponsor a game, like I'm trying to figure out who I want to sponsor what. Like I'm just not gonna go into business with anybody. I just want to like see who they are, like make sure they're they're cool with people like me. I want to make sure that they're inclusive,
Sure.
and not feigning it, out loud. Like I want you to be really inclusive. I want to see like your inclusion. So I'm doing my homework on that. So that's the main thing. That just setting up my route for whenever I'm completely free time, where I can just go and just hit the road and get going.
Okay. Well, dude, I can't say enough how fucking impressive it is that you found a niche, and nobody, there's no one you need permission from. There's no one to say no.
Nope.
There's no. You basically came on here today and took a good hard shit on everybody's excuses.
Yes,
Shit.
It's legal. You know what I mean? Like golf is a game of skill. It's not a game of chance. So there's no gambling. It's not technically gambling. There's no wager involved. It's this is all
right.
Everything's legit.
Well, man. Again, I wish you continued success with it. And I know if you've been here before, I kick people the fuck out because there's something wrong with me in that way, that I enjoy hanging up on people and kicking them out. And it's no loss of love, said. Speaking of which, that music's on the way to you right after this. It's done. No love lost, said. Much love and respect to you, but you have to get the fuck out of here. And I don't know if you were listening earlier, but Andre's been my friend for over, where we coming up on 3 decades, Andre, and I just hung up on your ass. Oh man, I'm happy to give it, and I want y'all to connect, man. Andre, connect with said, and y'all just have a conversation, man. Just have a. These are kind of dudes I like to put together. I like the Quincy Jones little shit like this. And put together good dude with good dude. On a clear, productive, non-time wasting path. That's what I believe these two dudes are. So look for some shit. Look for some shit. I think the real point of the show, Real Talk today, is you have to truly examine all the things that the people who loved you gave you as paradigms for your future. The people who truly loved you, what they gave you, because they gave it to you from that place. My grandmama didn't mean no harm with what she gave me. My grandparents, my father, my family, they didn't. They didn't mean any harm with what they were giving me. It's just that a great much of it is outdated information. It's not disrespectful to get rid of your beeper to your beeper. It's not disrespectful to get rid of your beeper to the person who gave you the fucking beeper. You're not disrespecting your family, your mama, your old people ways of doing things because you don't do things their way. Their way may not work. And you have to, your life is about having the guts to examine the difference between what they did, what you want to do, its result, and what you teach your children, vice what they see in your journey. That's it. It's a constant metaphysical molting. Do the molting. Do the molting. Especially when it comes to this school shit. Nobody telling you don't go to school. That's crazy. I'm telling you don't go to school on some random shit and run up your debt. That's crazy. That's crazy. They're both nuts. I would never imply that you don't seek everywhere higher knowledge. Just saying, don't get hustled doing it. Stay high in thought. Stay high in deed. Guide your ignorance to your wisdom. Pull out of the gravity of the stupid. Sisters, find your peace. Brothers, find your majesty. It's your Uncle Jeff. I'm about